If I am writing a book about scientific philosophy, why am I now sharing so much about the work I've done as a research scientist, the work I've done in quantitative bioscience and engineering as a bioengineering student, and why am I teaching you, starting to teach if you'd like to learn about the technical side of all of this? So first of all, when I decided to go back to graduate school after taking a break to work some other jobs after I finished my undergraduate, I did so because I wanted to be a professor. And I didn't just want to be a professor. I wanted to be a professor who really understood education and understood the educational system our kids were coming up in. And that's why I got my master's in education before I got my master's in bioengineering. Second of all, even though I'm never going to do the kind of laboratory work that I used to do again because of health issues that you don't need to know the details about. But that's not in the cards for me. That's also part of why I went in the computational analysis direction. And I'm not super interested in doing a job that I'm going to use a lot of those analytical skills in my job, because there has been so much funding cuts to the type of research that I was really passionate about. So what I've always really been passionate about is teaching people about how cool science is, and also making discoveries, yeah, but more importantly, talking about why these discoveries are important and talking about how we think and how we work together to get to this place. And that brings me back to my work on scientific philosophy. The book I'm writing right now is my primary focus. My original intention of bringing up the work that I had done and teaching a little bit about it is mostly because, and there's no reason you should know this, but if you've been following my videos, you may have noticed that there's a theme I'm working with as far as we gain intellectual knowledge and develop our reasoning through the practice of hands-on skills. This is a belief I was raised with. It's also a belief that Spinoza talks about in length, that I have brought up his perspective on it and how that relates to his work as a lens crafter and a philosopher. This is a very important core part of my belief system and my philosophy of life, is this relationship between action and the work we do with our hands and in our communities, and the intellectual work that we do. The intellectual work that we do is only as good as our ability to connect it to the people around us and to connect it to solving problems that people actually want to be solved. So that being said, I had somebody drop by on my YouTube who is I don't remember exactly what he's working on, but he's a lab tech and he's in school, and he said that they don't learn a lot about the computational systems biology side of things, and that he would be really interested in that. So thank you for sharing that comment. That really inspires me to keep going, and it makes me think that I'd really like to maybe have two sides of my website, one side devoted to student scientists and going more in depth with the technical side, and one side devoted to scientific philosophy that's really the target audience is people of all walks of life.